Yeah, this is old Cam.
And this is not a spring chicken. Today we're going to be talking about lighting, specifically more, should we call it emergency lighting,
Yeah, this
backup
is everything
lighting?
we have in our, everything here is emergency stuff. Everything basically charged in a different manner.
Right, and so we've gathered this collection because some of the things you may be aware of, like this one right here, this was, picked this up, where did we get, I think we got this from Costco.
Yeah, we got two of them at the same time.
And this is by Duracell. This is something this has been out for several years.
Yeah.
People can have this, but this is, what we like about this one right here is there's a radio in here.
Yeah.
You can plug it in and
You can basically, here we go. And you can also,
you can plug it in directly to the power to get the battery charged.
yeah, I
You
think
can wind it up to power it.
that's the weather station put on. But it also on the side you can plug in your cell phone.
So this, as you can tell, so this is one of mine that I keep in the car. It's one of my favorite pieces.
And it is be able.
It's an emergency.
You can also put a charge into it from a charger. A lot of cell phone chargers will fit into it, so that basically before you go out, why you turn the sound off. But no, it's neat. This is, you know, look at that. Isn't that neat? So that's our oldest one of the bunch. We're actually going to go from old to the newest.
Okay, so this is, this is one of my favorite pieces. This is my standby. Everybody needs one of these in their car for emergency, and probably one in your house too.
Yeah.
So this is one of those standard staples. This one's by Duracell, but I'm sure there's other companies that do
Yeah,
a lot.
but remember, it does have, it has a USB thing, so you can plug some, like modern cell phones have a data port, a data thing that you can use to charge off of. So you can basically, on a device like this, plug your cell phone in and be able to keep your cell phone charged up to tell people where you're at.
Which is one of the reasons we have this. There's also a blinker on here as well as a steady light. So steady light, blinker, radio, cell phone. Well,
It does everything.
You can guess why we have it,
Yeah.
and wind up for batteries.
This one doesn't leave, this is the oldest thing, it never leaves the car
Never
for
leaves the
obvious
car.
reasons. So, I have one next to my bed in my home, so that at night I can basically, because they lose power a lot anymore, so I can sit there and at least I can turn my thing on and see what's going on in the place.
Now this one we picked up probably just before the holidays.
Yeah.
So this is February, so it's been about 3 months.
Yeah, and this one was picked up at Home Depot.
This is by a company called E-Tech, and the reason we like this one is not only do you have lights right here, right?
Yeah.
And you have, as you can see right here, okay, we have the lights at the bottom, and then this also works, I turned it off, okay.
Yeah.
There's the lights down there, and then you have this right here in red.
Yeah.
So this can actually serve like a lantern.
Yeah, so we basically, you've seen it, but it also has another purpose. If you're a young lady, it's called, you hold it like that.
That thing is, the weight on this is pure metal.
You can walk with it with the red light, holding it like that, and if you can't run from somebody and don't really want to be molested or something, wow,
Yeah.
that is that heavy. But don't do it like that, that's no good. You hold it, there's a strap on it for a reason. The strap does you no good other than to hold it like this. Because like I said, you see the thing. We also have another one, which I have, which is basically a wand one. Basically, colors go up and down the sides. This is a neat thing too.
This one's a lantern, and it is. It's heavy on this end. It's all metal. That's the rubber.
And it uses rechargeable batteries, so it's actually a green. This one will last. It's a bulb. The only bulb you worry about is the bottom one, because the other one is LEDs, which are basically last forever.
But this one, you do need batteries.
Yeah.
So all of these, you don't. This next one right here, this is a company called Goal Zero.
Yeah.
We have this because this is all we have to represent it right now.
Yeah, because no, we actually meant to go visit them. I know what happened. They weren't where we were at CES.
That's true, and we needed to go back and go talk to them. This actually, we had seen them actually at Costco, but then we'd seen them at the the innovations.
Yeah.
The CES Unveiled, or where
Yeah.
they do the Innovations Award for the Consumer Electronics Industry, International CES 2012. And we like Goal Zero because it's called portable solar power.
And it does it. I mean, we've basically seen it work. I mean, we've seen it, it can power, they've powered all kinds of little things with a very small unit. And the unit is basically stackable. I think the main unit they have, you can keep adding things to it. The more things
Yeah.
you add to it, the more power you
That's one of the
generate.
reasons we liked it, because there were some that was a mat, and then there was like a solar station, right? So part of it's solar, or you could plug it in,
Yeah.
and then you can plug things into it, which we always like.
Yeah, I mean, it charges off an outlet, it charges off the solar, it's basically usable. Like this one, because of this thing, I keep it stuck to my backpack all the time, so if I have to and it's dark, I just go to, I got my backpack, I just simply go turn it on like that. So, but then we got her new toy.
This is the newest one, and I just got this. This is a company called Nocaro
Yeah.
N200. We just actually picked this up at a celebrity gifting suite. You're going, look at light bulbs? What's the
Yeah.
big deal about this? This is the world's only solar light bulb, and
Yeah.
and I thought it was really cool because see what happens is this one's waterproof. What
Yeah.
else is it? It's like
There you go.
it's waterproof, rainproof. There's an auto shut off feature. When it gets too bright, it'll turn off.
Yeah.
The light will pivot right here. And also in the back, you'll see that it's solar.
Yeah.
So while there's power from the solar, or during the day, it could
This
gain
also,
power.
it requires a double A size rechargeable battery.
Mm-hmm.
It lasts 6+ hours. Basically, it would charge up your battery inside, theoretically. I mean, it will last as long as the battery, and the battery, what I said, had a year and a half.
A year and a
life.
half. And there's no kerosene required. You're able to direct the light. I thought this was really cool. And you can,
Yeah.
there's two different versions on this.
Well, yeah,
I'm still
well,
learning these things.
Basically, she actually had it charging in a place there was no sun, which I thought.
Oh, I thought I put it by the sun.
No, she put it in the walkway, and there's no sun in the walkway. It needed to be out where there was a sun at.
So that's right. It's like,
No.
I know, it sounds really kind of geeky, but I thought this one was really, really cool.
It's a real nice thing to put, since you got, for instance, an exterior bulb on your house, instead of using the exterior bulb, you sit there and hang this by the bulb, and it basically, it's the perfect way of saving energy is to use something like this, because you see people with similar things, lining their sidewalks to the house. They get to the front door, they gotta go to their regular light switch. This basically negates the need of a regular light.
And as you can see, it's just hanging by
That's
this
all.
little thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, so you
it
can hang.
works. It's just like I said.
When you think about it, it's really simple. But
Yeah.
this is the first time I've ever seen a solar light bulb.
Yeah, and it's being played with at the moment, but it will be used. We do have
What?
one. We have an ancient form.
What?
I just look at the ancient light that we have.
Oh, that one's really old.
The oldest, we do have a traditional, which I will go show people. This is traditional. This is what most people think of as emergency lighting in a house. I don't even know if it'll work at the moment.
Well, I don't think we plugged it in.
It's not been
Because if
plugged
you haven't powered it in a while,
Yeah, because but this is the oldest one emergency light that we have, but it needs to be plugged in. It runs off of rechargeable batteries also. And it's really good when you have an emergency problem, but this one hasn't even been used for a
well,
long
here's
time.
what happens. The biggest challenge is, your emergency lights and all those things, is you have batteries in there. You never use them, so the batteries may no longer be good.
And honestly, I have one of these too. I think it's storage.
I have one beside my bed.
Then you probably have mine. What happens is a lot of times they'll sell these things in twos. So, and because it's actually cheaper, like they want, God awful fortune for this thing is one now. We bought
If
it
you have
two.
two of them, it's about the same price as one if you buy
Yeah.
them.
And this was when we got this. I think we bought this one like at Costco 2 years ago. And because we do lose power in Los Angeles a god awful lot.
Periodically, so then you just turn on the light and you have some power. So,
And it's ridiculous.
and as much as I love candles, because I do, because for the scent and all those other things,
They're dangerous.
yeah.
I mean, I will honestly tell you, I do use, I don't like, she knows because I burn too hot, I don't turn the heat on in my place.
Well, because it does, it causes heat.
If it starts to get warm, I'll go light a scented candle. it starts to get cold, I light a set of candles. But I like, as far as lights, like I said, this is what's out there to be offered. You can get this version in solar too, which means you set it out, you set it in the sunlight area and it will charge it itself. This is just, this is the first version. This
Well,
one,
I always like the option where you can go solar or plug-in or battery,
Yeah.
because some months or in some locations you don't always have a lot of sun. We're in Southern California, so typically we have quite a bit of sun.
because it did there when they first introduced a lot of these things. So was it 6-7 years ago when we went to the where they were talking about the brand new, actually it was at the CEA forum, on iStage, where they basically introduced the multi-use device, and people were all, they've got a lot of them just, didn't win. It's the most practical thing in the bunch, folks. I mean, you could solar power plug in, you could run things off of it.
Oh, I love the multi-use.
The multi-use is best.
It works.
So,
It works.
but each one has its own use here. This is for personal safety. That is for your front door, more or less. This is for if you have to get out of your car, and this is for emergency
That's true
purpose.
emergency.
So everything there has its own use, and be a time when every house in the country has basically just about everything you see in front of us will be on everybody's, in the kitchen. I mean, it's just the way it works. We took this and went to Las Vegas with us to Magic and to CES. This we picked up at CES, and this she picked up at a gifting suite. So she loves lights.
I do.
She collects
I like
lights.
flashlights. But part of it is lighting up your life is really important, because you never know what kind of situation you're going to be in. And of course, I love the really techie kind of geeky things.
And
I'll be on the lookout for the latest in lights.
And virtually everything here with these two things, these were gifts. This stuff was all paid for out of our own pockets. So
Well, yeah, I mean, this is like
it's a throwaway
Some
thing, but it
little
works perfect
advertisement.
because I said.
But it represents the company and what they do.
But it's neat because, like I said, I carry it stuck to a carabiner on my backpack, which has my equipment in it, and it means that I don't, I can take it out and look into the bag and see what.
Well, how many times do you need a light? And of course, I do have the flashlight app on my cell phone.
Yeah.
But when you're really busy, how many times is your cell phone battery low and you're like trying not to use any of the functions except when you have to?
And this one sits there and passively charges all day long for you. You just, because it as light as is bright, it is as you charge it. So because all my family are females, folks. So you sit there and think of. For instance, you get into your car, you don't use your cell phone lights, you take this off your bag and then you can go like you're inside of your car before you get in it.
Yeah.
Which is important, safety things.
So brighten up your life with some new lighting options. So for now, this is
Old Cam.
And this is Not a Spring Chicken. We're here yesterday, today, and tomorrow. For more information,
You can go to www.montybubbles.net on the net, our hard news site, which is
www.mbnnewsvideoweb.com. Also, you can, actually, they may not even know. We also have a Newswire event calendar. We're doing a lot more than just what you see us doing here.
We've been expanding for some time, and we're trying to give people what they want in a multiple. It's just like everything is, the news, the mbnnewsvideoweb.com is our more portable means. We can get information up real quickly from our cell phones, from our tablet, from our computers. It's instantaneous, where the website has to be, the website itself is a set down service, which has to be maintained, more laboriously than everything else.
So wherever you're watching us, subscribe to us, follow our daily updates on Twitter as well as Facebook, and thank you once again for over 250 million links on the internet.
And we go live on Quick every day.
Yes,
QIK.
QIK.com under Monty Bubbles.